Mute. Mute.
Aditya, you are muted.
Okay, sorry, guys. Sorry, it's just a mistake. Thanks, Pratyush, for informing me. Yeah. I got messages. Yeah, fine. Okay. Again, thank you guys for joining today event. The day 5 of this wonderful boot camp, and I think you have make use of from the day 1 to day 4, and today day 5 we're gonna learn about more about Bootstrap and all. And just to make note of it, I have shared about HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap's documentation on HTML cheat sheet and hashtag notes and resources on our Discord channel. So just make use of it as much you can. Furthermore, since it's going to be a new year, so I have given extra, like I just extended 2 more swag, like now for today top 5 will get the swags right in the quiz. So let's see like who are gonna get it, so make it use of it. And secondly, the event will be not as much long, not long basically, because for today we are gonna learn about Bootstrap. So there will be kind of the tasks that I will give, not like in a presentation and all. So we'll do kind of like that, like that. So okay, so I will first of all I have to teach about the components in a Bootstrap, right? So it works in something different way for the Bootstrap. So what is thing is, maybe you maybe not get it in the first way. So don't really lose the hope whether you liked it or not. Just make it use as much you can, because once you like keep learning, you will get to it. Today the simple Bootstrap will study, and tomorrow session we'll study about the advanced Bootstrap, like as we did in HTML and CSS. So guys, it's gonna work the similar way like I have said. So I can start the presentation now. Okay, let me know if any error occurs, like kind of yesterday. Okay, some of you asked like you will not join today, so because of some issues and all. Okay, I hope like my screen is visible. So here in the hashtag notes and resource, you can see this. You can see this like links. HTML sheet PDF. Just click over it. You can download it. This is HTML CSS like by Sheho. It's really a good documentation. I have seen also. I liked it, and they have provided the definition of it and the codes alongside. So yeah, you can make use of it. And this Bootstrap documentation will use today and in tomorrow's session. Okay, so it gonna work something like this. Now let's start with our stuffs. Okay. Okay, fine. So this is Aditya Gupta, and I'm a beta level Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. Okay, so I have mentioned this about in a previous days even. That is, this is a front end part. This is a back end part. But what I today want to mention about the Bootstrap. So maybe you are confused, like where this Bootstrap you can get it, whether it's in a front end or whether it's in a back end. So your answer is of course in a front end. So it is considered as a from front end framework. Okay, so Bootstrap is considered to be as a front end framework, right? Got it. So it's nothing a big word like a framework and all. It's just kind of a way to make the websites look more good or more responsive in a way, like that. Okay, so it always comes into your front end part. So that, just make note of it. So now see the documentation of a Bootstrap. Bootstrap is free and open source. Okay, so anyone can if you really use it as the way you want it. It is directed at responsiveness. It is a mobile first front end web development. It contains CSS and optionally JavaScript based design template. Basically, what does it means? Whenever you want to use some bootstraps, so it is predefined, comes with CSS and JavaScript. Okay, so but I have not taught about the JavaScript yet, so just don't worry for that, because don't gonna deal it in our mm, in our bootcamp, we can say. Okay, so what basically Bootstrap does to you? Bootstrap let you make a website that is going to be totally responsive. Okay, what does basically responsive means to you? It's not like a kind of responsibility that you have in day-to-day lives like commitments and all. Like no, no, it's not like that. So for that, let me uh, tell you what how you can understand basically about responsiveness. Okay, let's see. There is a website you have built. Okay, here there is a website you have built. In a full-fledged you have built in a laptop, right? Okay, and let's say you have hosted this website in GitHub domain. Okay, so that's pretty much fun. Okay, I have not thought about the GitHub and all as of now, but we'll discuss about it too in our day 7. Okay, fine. So what basically I'm letting you to assume is, so you have made a website in a laptop and you have uploaded in a GitHub, right? So okay, that's obvious. But what now the issue is, let's say there is a user who is having a mobile. Okay, and that user wants to load that website that you have built on the laptop in a mobile, then there is a problem. Why? Because the website that you made is basically with respect to a laptop, is of the laptop size, right? Whatever the size may be, more than it is kind of 1,000 pixels. So whatever the size may be, so it is made based upon that. But your mobile size is less than 450 pixels here. Okay, so you have made websites according to that. So that's really an issue, right? Because your contents will get squeezed up. See, you are now loading a content in 1,000 pixels, but you are now loading in content less than 450 pixels, assumed to be. So it's similar to have a big bucket having 1 liters of water, and you gonna try to put that water into a small bucket. Just now what will happen? It will overflow, right? Because I can't just make it like that. So that's basically the issue. Same gonna happen whenever you made some websites using just HTML and CSS, because now we are concerned more about like user adaptability or not. As you learn about HTML and CSS, now you became like kind of responsive. Like okay, let's see, as you have Kit 2 even. See, you have Kit 2 in the first day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4 even. Right? From the day 5, you wanna make Kit 2 to do like things that is friendly to all. Because in the day till from day 1 to day 4, I never thought about the users and all. We just made as per us, and if it's looking good, we are happy, right? Now don't know, it's not gonna happen like that, because now we have to see how the user gonna use it. Like as per the user's perspective, you have to think like that. So in that way, the bootstraps is going to save your life and save your job even. As of August 2021, Bootstrap is the 10th most star projects on a GitHub. Okay. If you don't know GitHub, we'll teach about that on day 7. So make sure to join that event also, which is having a more than 152,000 stars behind free code camp. And Vue.js is frameworks like a Bootstrap even. No need to know as of now. Okay. Bootstrap originally named after Twitter blueprint. Okay. Bootstrap's just history. It is named earlier as a Twitter blueprint and was developed by Mark Otto and Jacob Thompson at Twitter, who was working at a Twitter, as a framework to encourage the consistency of across the internal tools, like as the consistency of the website they are facing for, because it's really getting awkward nowadays. Bootstrap is an HTML, CSS, JS framework that focus on simplifying the development of information web pages. The primary purpose of adding it to a website project to apply Bootstrap's choice of color, size, font, and layout of the project. Okay, now maybe you're confused. What does it mean? Like color, size, font, and layout. Okay, let's say you have coded something using a H1 tag, right? So you know how it's basically look. If I write Adi, but if you have installed a Bootstrap over in a website and you try to view Adi in that way, then it will look totally different. It doesn't gonna look like the H1 as you basically have. So Bootstrap, what does it does is, as I mentioned, Bootstrap applies some CSS and JavaScript predefined to it. Okay, so that's why sometimes people get, how to say it, people gets confused with the words, because there are many predefined sets available in Bootstrap, right? That can help you really if you know it. Else you're gonna feel like it's be a headache kind of. So no need to worry for Bootstrap, because I'm gonna teach in that way so that you will love it. Okay, more facts about Bootstrap. As the primary factor is whether the developer in charge find those choices to their liking. Okay, once added to the project, Bootstrap provides some basic style definition all the HTML elements. Okay, the result is a uniform appearance for prose, tables, and form elements across the web browsers. In addition, developers can take advantage of CSS classes defined in Bootstrap. Okay, there are some CSS classes you will get in a Bootstrap. I will tell you how to include that and how to get know about it. Okay, Bootstrap class we know that they are a specific class. Okay, fine. um, to further customize the appearance of their contents. For example, Bootstrap has provisioned for a light and dark colored tables, page headings, more prominent pull quotes, and text within a highlight. Okay, it has mentioned something related to H1s, let's say. It has mentioned something related to buttons, as I have discussed in a day two. Uh, right under form section I teach that is advanced HTML. Under that I have teach about you buttons. Then if you have to make some nav bars, it's also there. If you have to make some carriage rules, it's also available. If you want to make some cards, it's available. So it's like a lot things you have to know about Bootstrap then. Fine. Bootstrap also comes with several JavaScript, as I mentioned, CSS plus JavaScript. It always been components in a form of jQuery. Okay, they provide additional user interface such as dialog, boxes, and tooltips, carousels that I have just I said now. Each Bootstrap component consists of an HTML structure. That is, you can be like with how the HTML is arranged in a website. Where is a body, where is a head, let's say, and where is an HTML kind of. So it's kind of tree structure, right? Maybe you have seen in your DSA, like if there is a node, then it is basically its inner node, then it is basically its more inner nodes. And the last nodes are basically called as leaf nodes. So in that way, the HTML is considered to be basically, if we learned about DOM structure in JavaScript, then you will make use of this tree structure. For that, there is an extension I will help you with, that is HTML tree generator. Okay, just install the HTML tree generator to help you visualize your HTML model with this in a form of tree, so that you can use your DOM structure in JS. Fine. uh, then they also extend the functionality of some existing interface element, excluding, for example, an autocomplete function for input fields. So it is just brief what basically a Bootstrap is, but we have to learn mostly the components part in Bootstrap. So Bootstrap has many sections, you can say. Out of that, the more that you're gonna use is basically the components part. Okay, now what about the component part? Component parts is basically of many types, but out of that, what I feel more important is first of all the containers, then the buttons, then the navbar, then the carousels, then the grid systems. And this means there are more, right? And it's literally becomes sometimes hard to teach you each and everything of the Bootstrap, because Bootstraps is keep updating. Now the latest version is 5.1.3, right? And if you see in every latest version, every new features or some bug fixes comes, right? So it becomes really kind of tough to teach everything of the Bootstrap. So what basically we used to do is, first we used to basically give you and hands on with Bootstrap, so that you know how it works. Once you know how the Bootstrap internally works, you can learn whatever you need it. It's nothing like you have to study everything. Like let's say you have 10 books in your shelf. It doesn't mean you have to study all the 10 books. It's like you're gonna study as per the requirement. Let's say you have an example, you have an exam of, let's say, CS and maths. Then you're gonna study just these two books, right? Why you will study this, let's say, history book, right? So that's basically the Bootstrap works. Now just study whatever you are in requirement, just get used to it, how to use it. Once you get used to it, and then use your requirement and all, and then study from the Bootstrap documentation. That's really the way basically now it's gonna happen with Bootstraps. Okay, but we have to see how it looks. So for the sake of convenience, I'm gonna teach you about containers, buttons, navbars, query rules, and grid items. That is, more you're gonna have a hands-on, and more it's gonna be good for you. But before starting, just give me a kind of what we say, a warning, not a warning, but kind of tip, you can say. Like, don't get obsessed of it, or obsessed of it, obsessed of it, sorry. Yeah, don't get obsessed of it once I'm teaching it. Why? The reason in being, once you start working with the Bootstrap class, you just you just get this, what do we say? You just lose the hope of learning the bootstrap. It happens because it happens to me even, right? So to get more and more interest over it, you need to do practice at the same time. Maybe after the event by seeing the recording or whatever, but you have to do, because bootstrap classes are kind of big. You will know how why I'm saying this. Just giving a tip before the starting. So don't get feared of it, right? Everything gonna be fine. Everything you will understand. Even I will teach every most probably every meaning of the word what you're gonna use, right? So don't worry about that. Okay. Now, first of all, I'm gonna start with the easy one, that is buttons. So let's start with a button. Okay. Demo. For this, I'm gonna use a different online compiler called as Codeply. The reason is being I wanna use Codeply because in a code pen that I have mentioned you earlier, you can't do bootstrap coding and all at their place, right? So if you want to do some bootstrap coding, you need to use of another online editor called as Codeply. Here you can add your framework. So just when you open it, you get a starter page like this, and you can just log in if you want to save your work. Just click on new ply then. For now, I'm not working with JS, let's say. So let me do like that. And here on this setting, go and just go to frameworks and just write Bootstrap. So you will see 5.1, 1.3, right? Just select over it and then click on save. So see, here Bootstrap is added and HTML is added. Here no need to mention HTML and body. So just now you have installed your Bootstrap in your work development. If you want to use Bootstrap in VS Code, I will tell you tomorrow about that. How you're gonna use your Bootstrap in VS Code. For now, just know how it works. Okay. So first of all, let me teach you about buttons. So how basically buttons are defined, right? How basically it is defined earlier by using, let's say, this button code, right? You just write a code called like this button. Okay, you just write something like this button. Okay, so and you write something like click me. So see, you just got a button like this. But let's say you don't have requirement like this. You want to do something like make it appear in blue. Let's say you can maybe do with CSS. Let's say at some point of time, but you want to make it responsive. In that case, you have to use a bootstrap. So how it works? So you know this in HTML we did. Just give a class, and inside the class just write a btn, stands for button. Then and again write btn, then write a hyphen, then write primary, let's say. So I will say what does it means, and then just click run over it. Now see how it's looking, right? It's looking blue, right? Let me just give a break over there so that you can see how it basically looks. um Let's see. Now see. So see, there is a button called as click me, which I written here, and now it's appearing in blue. Why? Because the primary means blue in color. If you want to know more colors and all, let's just go to this documentation. This is a link I have shared with you. You should know how to work with the documentation also. So I have just opened it side by side. So I will tell you how to work with. Just write here buttons in docs. Just click over it. Okay, and see, these are the basically buttons available to you right now. That is primary that I have just used. You can use secondary, you can use success, you can use danger, you can use warning, you can use info, you can use just list light, and you can maybe use dark and also. Let me make you use something else even. Let's say we're gonna use success. So what you have to do is just in place of primary, you have to write success. So just let me write a new code button. Okay, just write a give a class called as, first of all, btn is always same. Whenever you want to style with CS bootstrap, you have to use a btn. Okay, make sure to use that. Now if you want to specify the color, just say btn, and then with to what color. Let's say I want this color, green color, right? So for green color, just say success. Okay, and inside that right, click okay. Okay, I have spelling mistake here. Just forgive me for that. Okay, just click or run over it. You got a different button of green color as you want. Now let me tell you more about it. Like what I want to mention in this. Let me take this snip first of all, so that I can tell you the meaning of each command. Okay, so I've taken the snap and you can see it, right? I will zoom it more. Okay, fine. Okay. Yeah, I say something. Okay. If any issues, you can just interrupt me in between. No issues to me. Okay. Now, once I started teaching you about buttons and all, first of all, you should know what this basically each means. So, what class I have mentioned here is basically called as Bootstrap class. First of all, secondly, whatever I mentioned inside the basically button is basically the text that you wanna appear inside the button. Now, whatever this is BTN. So BTN is a Bootstrap class that makes a Bootstrap node. Like you're gonna use the button which is styled with Bootstrap automatically. So it's a Bootstrap functionality. Now you have to use a BTN then color. Let's say primary. So it specifies the color and look of the button. So basically how this is works for the button is, so that's why I've said like don't get obsessed of it like writing it long, because in Bootstrap you have to write a lot. It's just nothing. If you see the about styling the navbars and all, if you just say oh my god, Carriage Rules, oh my god, like that. So don't really worry. Everything is just meaningful. Just know like how it is being done. And web development, always I've been saying, is always a open book test. It's nothing a closed book, right? Nothing like you have to buy her all the syntax and all. Just know how it works. Whenever you want to use it, there's a Bootstrap docs to you and just use it. That's basically I use. Sometimes even I forgot like basically how to do stuffs like that here. If I want to do more customization and all, even I forget sometimes, right? So that's really fine, right? So just take help of the Bootstrap documentation when you want. But let's know the basic of it, like how it works. Okay, that basically it once. If let's say if you want to make this green button look more large, so what you can do is just specify a column called btn large, btn slash large. If you want to make it small, then just write a btn then small. If you want to make it disabled, disable means just make it look like a fade, just write a disable at the end. So that's few things you should know about this. Okay, let me make it large for you, like how it's basically gonna look is btn large. Okay, let me run this and see this became big, and let me do it sorry, let me do it small here. So it became small in comparison to this. How it works. One more thing, these buttons are inline elements. If you remember my display properties that I have told in CSS in day 3, so let's say about 4 types of display like inline, block, and none, right? So buttons are inline element. The reason is being it's not blocking some other buttons to go inside of this blue button, right? I just mentioned it as different line, but it's not blocking at all. It's letting it come. If I specify one more button, it will go here. Right, it's not blocking. If anyhow it blocks to you to come on the next line, then it is called a block element. So just extra point about it. Okay, you have now know like how buttons work. Now let me teach you about what. Let me now teach you about containers. You can see here. Right? So how can basically the container works? One container in HTML I have taught about you is basically the div. Another container if you want to use but extra functionality, that is the extra functionality, the responsiveness, then you should go for using containers that is given by Bootstrap's documentation. Okay, so how you gonna use that? First of all, write a class called div. Let's close it. After that, give it a class. Let me make a space over it and let me give a class over here. Okay, next give a class, and the class should be written like a container. Okay, first of all the name is the class is even a container. Okay, after that just write something. So let me write something, and to make it look more big, let's say, because so that I can show how responsive it is, there's something in HTML called as lorem ipsum. So lorem ipsum are just plain text that is useful to give a width to your content, right? Just go to anyone. So let me copy this lorem absent. So just it's nothing. It doesn't meaning anything. The lorem absent dollar set. Damn it! What the hell? Okay, it doesn't meaning anything. Just it gives. What's happening now? Okay. I just went to the. Okay. Leave it. Let me go. During. Just terminate prefixes. Okay, fine. Yeah. So what I'm saying is about the lorem ipsum. So lorem ipsum is nothing very specific. It's just having a text that gives a bit to your documentation so that you can use it nicely. It doesn't mean anything. If you try to get the meaning, even you will not get it. If you are like, if you're like me, like if you're intelligent, then maybe you will get it. But no issues. So okay, let's do it. So that is, you have to create a div. Then inside that div, just put out some content that maybe you want to display. So let's give me that lorem ipsum code. See how much big it is. So if I run it, you can see how big it is. Yeah, this is how big. Now give it a class, and the class name should be now here given as container. Okay, now the class name is given as container. Now there's one more class called as container fluid. Now you have now you got confused, right? What and what that like kind of. So let me just copy that same, and let me show you how it's looking now. First of all, see it's looking like that, right? Let me give it a break tab so that I can make you see it how it looks. Okay, now assign it a class of container fluid. I will tell you where to use what and what is basically stuff like this. Container fluid. Now just run it. See what is basically happening. So you are not seeing any changes, right? So to make it visible to you, let me specify a color to it, right? So for that, let me give a class separate that is, yeah, what is happening? Okay. Container. Then give it a class of C1. Let's say give it another class of C2. Dot C1. Now, if you're talking containers, so maybe you're thinking why I'm not writing this container in this. The reason is being just to prevent the overriding of the extra functionality that the Bootstrap already set up for the containers. We should always be suggested to use a different class, not the Bootstrap class, because container is a Bootstrap class. Okay, fine. Let me give a different CSS to it. That's, let's say, make it background color to what I want. Make it red. Okay. Okay. Let's make this background color to red. And for this another second one, make this background color to be yellow. Okay. Okay. Let's run it. Okay. Now, if you want to see the preview for it, first of all, you need to save it. So I have saved. Let's click on the preview first of all. Let it open it and let me check whether something is not pressing right so that we can teach you. Wait, okay, it's fine. Take tag even. No need of it. Control. Yeah, you now see that. Okay, so this is the basically thing the container the both are doing. So let's say what you have to use, right? Because both are working as a container and a bootstrap, right? So if you want to use something in yours, so first of all try to shrink it. How it works. So we do that. Let's we do this shrinking. I'm trying to shrink it. See, 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 see. So what do you think? Which one is basically more working nicely? Actually, maybe as of now, you're not seeing whether it's working nicely or not. But if you want to use it, you are suggested always to use call as container fluid. Why? Because container fluids are more responsive as container as compared to containers. If you add more text to it, you can see the difference to it. So basically, how this a container works really. Okay, so you can get it, guys, right? Someone has left the meeting, I guess. Who is he or she? Whatever. Okay, David. Fine. So see, this is about the containers. In the containers, containers let you create to create a blocks which is going to be responsive. Okay. Hey, I forget to add the bootstrap. Just a minute. That's what I'm thinking. Something fishy even. Let me add the bootstrap. Okay, it's saved. Yeah. Like yeah, no need to add more text. It will work now even. Okay. See. You have mentioned container for C1 with the first one, which is in red. You have mentioned container fluid for the C2, which is in yellow, right? So, which one to use now? Because it's basically a really a tough choice, right? So, whenever you are confused about that, ask yourself what you want to build first of all. If you want to build a website that's going to be responsive, then you're gonna have one choice. If you want to build something that's going to be variable responsive, that's maybe or may not be, then use something else. So let me show you how you can fix it. Let's say this is I'm shrinking the size, right? So this is the max size that your laptop can view. Let me go down. So just see the changes in first one because it's doing changes, right? See. Okay. Let me go down more. Let me go down more. Okay, let me go down more. Now, so this is the break point, right? After this size, so let's assume this is a tablet size. So after this size, it's gonna take the full width, not as compared to the container fluid. So in that way, I'm saying if you want to use something that is going to be not you don't want to take it like 50% or like you want to take it whole of the screen, then go with container fluid. Else go with the containers if you want to make it responsive the text which is present inside it. So how basically this how the really the containers work. I know it's kind of how to say, it's kind of confusing sometimes to me even, but it's fine, right? You will once you do it, you will get it. That's basically real how the web development works. Okay, so don't really lose hope still, I'm saying. Let me now make you understand each word carefully. Let me take the full screen again. Okay, guys. See again. This is a div. So the div we use in HTML is another container. If you want to use some Bootstrap container, so for that you have a div, and the class of this div is this name called as container, and there is another div, and the class of this is basically another container. Okay, container fluid. So what basically difference is if you use container, see it's going to be a responsive, and if you use container fluid, don't gonna be responsive. It just take the whole width. So make sure what's your requirement for a website. Whether you wanna make your web page responsive text based on on a demand, right? Okay. If you want to make some responsive text based upon that, then I will suggest you to go with containers. But you don't want to make your text responsive. You just want to go as a flow, and you want just like your text will take the whole width, right? This whole width, right? Then go with the container fit. So that's basically the choice that you have to make by clearly understanding what's your basically the need. And this is the extra CSS that I have added to make you see. Like, let's see if I have not added this CSS, right? So you can't say whether there is a this blank space or not. You can't see the blank space here even if I have not mentioned it. So that's basically the utility of first of all learning a CSS, then going to Bootstrap because you can do experiment like this. Okay, now you are cleared with containers even. Now let's go to another. Now let's get to another part. That's gonna be grid systems. Okay. How basically grid system works. Let me take an example for that. Um, let's say let me search something like hotels in Pali. Let's say kind of. If I get something, I will tell you just now. Okay. Okay. So this is the website that is given to you. Okay. So if what basically grid system means is basically is in full. First of all, the thing that is present in front of you is basically taking the full page. Let me try to shrink it. Okay. Okay. See, I'm shrinking it. I'm shrinking it. See, is there anything happening to it? No. 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 Okay. It means you're not responsive website. They have not correctly made the website as responsive. So this website is not responsive at all. But if you want to make it more responsive, like let's say if it goes to 50%, let's say I want to make it in a same line. Let's say I want this also and I want this also to be appear in a same line. Then in that way, Bootstraps comes with a website. Bootstraps comes with something called as grid layouts. If you want to see more about the grid layout, like how it works, you can just go and type it with systems here. So this is basically the grid system works like this. Let me shrink here. We can see maybe changes here even. Ah, okay. See. It's gonna shrink, right? It's changing. See, again changing. It's changing. Okay. It's setting the width as per the content that you are basically visible. Okay. That's basically a grid system. To understand more clearly in a grid system in terms of mathematics, let me tell you that also. That's a basically easy way I like. Just for the introduction, I've given example like this. Okay. What's basically mathematics behind the grid system present in a Bootstrap? In Bootstrap, you're gonna have 12 columns. Okay, let me count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 10, 12. Okay. As per the scientists who have developed the Bootstrap, that is considered the full screen has 12 boxes like this. So when you are talking to any screen, whether it's a 14-inch screen, 16-inch screen, whatever, the full width of a screen is considered to be as a 12 boxes whenever you're when you're working with a Bootstrap. Okay. What basically I mean by this, let's say you have a website and you have contents like this. There's one content here, there's one content here, and there's one content here, and there's one content here. Okay, fine. Let's say this website is loading in a laptop. Okay, fine. You wanna see this 4 boxes like this. Now, I'm opening this in a tablet, not mobile. Okay. Now I'm opening this in a tablet, and my tablet it's viewing 2 boxes and then 2 boxes. Okay. Hey, what the hell is happening like this? I don't know. Like in laptop it's 4, in tablet it's 2. Why? Row I'm saying, right? C per row. In a row it is 4 and in a row it is 2. Okay, let me think of it. Why it's happening? That's basically the Bootstrap grid system. Bootstrap grid system makes your website look more cleaner, more attractive. Let's assume like what that website is looking at Pali one, that in which we are finding the hotels near Pali. When I'm trying to squeeze it, like to be in a mobile size, it's just looking too confess, right? Too just hectic, right? It's just looking that I'm not feeling good even about that. Like, see again, just let me take this and see. See, hey, can you this? Can it even just pick it? No, you can't able to pick it even. Whenever I have to pick it, just that arrow is coming even and trying to. Hey, it's gone out. Okay, no, I can't just select the dates even. Hey, how I can book the tickets in that way? Okay, now I'm getting it. No, not getting. See, this is happening. It's looking too cumbersome, right? Yeah, it's really cumbersome. It's not looking good at all. That's basically it means like they have not used the Bootstrap at all. But we are learning web development, right? We should be good enough to make it look good, right? So that basically our job comes. So if you want to do something like that's gonna be a lab website, like it looks like this and it looks like this. Let's take a mobile. In a mobile, you want to make these boxes appear one by one. like this, one box per row, like that. How you can do this? For that you have grid systems, as I have said. Okay, what is a calculation? In a calculation, two things you have to know. Okay, two three things. What I just see it. What basically you should know the calculation symbol. Okay, first thing, number of boxes per row. Let's assume to be uh, B. Okay, I'm assuming to be the number of boxes per row. Okay, next, perform 12 by B. Okay, second, now check the mode of view. Okay, let me help you. Let me take an example. First of all, I have given a case to you. I have given a case to you. You have 4 boxes. Okay, you have 4 boxes per. Now, first of all, write what is B. The number of boxes per row is B is equals to 4. Okay. Now, second, calculate 12 by B. How it is? 12 by 4, 3. Now, let's say I'm seeing this in a laptop. So, laptop is considered to be large. Okay. Laptop is considered to be large out of that. And tablet is considered to be medium. And mobile is considered to be small. So for large, you're gonna use LG. For medium, you're gonna use MD. For small, you're gonna use SM. So that way, it basically work. Okay. So first of all, you have calculate how many boxes you wanna appear in a per row. Now, secondly, you have did 12 by B. Okay, so that is 12 by B is basically 3, right? Because it's 4. Then you're trying to find the mode of view. The mode of view is laptop. That is okay. You are so that's the basically 3 things you should know whenever you're working with grid systems. Okay. Now I will tell you after a few minutes how to code it. Let's do one more exercise for tablets. Okay. Let me do it here. Okay, I guess no. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, pretty much fine. In a tablet mode, I want 2 boxes here, 2 boxes here. So I want 2 boxes per row. Okay. So what is B now? 2. What is 12 upon B? I assume you know this, like okay, like elementary maths. Don't say I don't know dividing and all that. Okay. 2 and then 6. Now you know what is a mode. You want to load in a tablet. So laptop mode is considered to be medium, MD. Okay. Now you know this. Let's consider one more. That is mobile. Last that is mobile. Then we'll do coding. You want 4 boxes. Okay, how many boxes per row? That is 1. 12 by B, that is 12 by 1 is 1. And then mode is small, that is laptop. So just remember these 3 cases as of now to do a coding. I will tell you how to do it now. Let's go to Codeply and then write a div as usual. Then give it a class of row. This is new now to you, right? Because you are giving a class of row, row. Then once you have given a class of row, you have to enclose with more divs to it. Then first of all, make a div. Another div. Then give it a class called as first write column, then write hyphen, then write large because you're first of all setting it to work in a laptop. And if you remember, just see it. It's going to for the large. You're gonna what is 12 by B? That is 3. So after writing large, just write a 3 over there because you have get by calculations, and then just write something like let's say box 1. Got it? Now create div like this for the 4 times because you're gonna have 4 boxes, right? Just I'm copying it. Okay, this is box 2. This is box 3. This is box 4. Okay, let me run this. How it looks. Okay, you're not able to understand now, right? So for that, let me use CSS that you have learned already. So let me tag this. So if you want to tag this, let me use CSS now this here, not there. Okay, so that you will remember. Okay, there's one more CSS way. I have told you 3 ways. Remember. So now we are going to add CSS in the styles inside the element. In the each element you can add CSS, right, as the way I told with the help of a step. Out of that, the most efficient way is a third one that I have shared. This is the second way I have shared in that day. So let me use that for sake of our convenience. So let's say give a background color to just know like how much box it's taking. Background color to be yellow, and give a border also. Once you've set the this, then you should see the border, right? Like how many boxes you are expecting, as I said, whether you are getting or not. So let me just copy this style and apply this to all. Okay. Done it. Ta-da! You can see 4 boxes, right? As I have told you. So with this calculations, you are getting this. What I want to achieve is 4 boxes on a website. You did a simple calculation. First of all, number of box per row, that is 4. You did 12 by B, that is 4. 12 by 4 is 3. Then you just noted what is the basically mode of visibility of that website. That's gonna be large, and large is basically what? Large is basically a laptop mode or a computer mode. So just you have coded like that. You have coded like column large 3, column large 3. Okay, 3 how you get? By dividing it by 4. How you know 4? Because you should know like how many rows you want per column. Let me save this first of all. Then I will show you something that makes you sense for the other two. Okay, it's loading like this. Let me shrink it now. See, hey, it's why it's coming on like that. Okay, I don't want that, right? What I mentioned, whenever you go to a tablet mode, you should become like a two boxes, right? You should get this 2 boxes, not this like this. You don't want to like this, right? You are not liking that. You want to make 2 boxes. So first of all, know like where it goes first box. See, here since there's 4 boxes, 4 boxes, still 4 boxes, four, again 4. Okay, now see the breakpoint. It lies between this and this. So it's assumed to be around 750 pixels as of now, I remember. So tablet size is considered to be kind of 750 pixels and all. So whenever it goes, let's say down of the 750 pixels, it just becomes full. It's just looking like a mobile mode, as I'm expecting. As I'm saying, sorry. I'm expecting to be in a tablet mode, right? So for that, what you have to do is first of all go to your calculations. You're gonna have 2 rows, 2 boxes per row, that is b equals to 2. 12 by b, if you do it 6. Now you're gonna mode of visibility have a medium. So just similar as you have wrote, just write column after that, then write a medium, that is md, then write just 12 by 2, that is 6. Just repeat it for all other also. Okay, now let's save it. Let's go here. Now refresh to make your changes. Okay, now it's 4 as usual. Now I'm shrinking it. What's happening? It's not coming. Column medium 6, right? Let me check if issue there. Column medium 4. It's not update. Oh, I have not saved it. Oh my god. That's what. Yeah, I've not saved this. Then go here. See, you got it. This is a tablet mode, right? Let's first of all go to the full mode. I have not saved the code because it's happening. So make sure to do like that, else you will end up doing confusing like that. Okay, this is a tablet mode. Let me shrink this. It's 4, it's 4, it's 4, it's 4, it's 4, it's 4 again. Yeah, see, now it's 2. As I've said you, here, again pick. Two boxes per row. Now, again try to shrink more. Again try to shrink more. Shrink, shrink, shrink. Yeah. Now see, you're getting 4 boxes per row. That is this mobile mode, right? So you're getting by default. So what basically you get it from this experiment is this mobile mode is by default. The mobile mode you have wrote is by default. If you want to wrote, if you have to write code even, you can do. Let me show you how. You know like how many boxes per row? That is one. 12 by b is 1, and the mode of visibility is small, that is sm. So just go to Codeply and just add a column called as column small, and then write 12, whatever you got after calculations. Okay, just have control. Okay, first of all save it to be safe. Once you save it, run it, then go to this so that I can do shrinking and all here. Okay, great. It's getting insane nowadays. Okay, now see. You're in laptop mode. You're going to the tablet mode. Now you're going to the mobile mode. See, it's working. Right? Now let's do one more experiment. Okay. What's more experiment is instead of having 3 boxes, let me go here. Just me take here. Let me get a new one. Okay. Instead of having 4 in a row, if you want 3, 1, 2, and then 3, and for the rest box you want to do like that, how you can do it, right? First of all, answer me that you're gonna code this. You're gonna code this for this. I'm just helping you with calculations because the code gonna be similar, right? So it's your home experiment. Just take it. What my question is in laptop mode, whenever you're working with laptop, you should make your 4 boxes visible in this pattern. And that in a row you're gonna have 3. Okay, don't say this like here it is 1. No, see the max one. See the max boxes you have in all the rows. Okay, see b is 3. Now do 12 by b. What is 12 by b? 12 by 3 is 4. Mode of visibility is what? Large. So what's your code is? Inside the code class, just write column large, and what you get after division is 4. So if you write column large 4, you will get by this. Let me show for the tablet mode even. For the tablet mode, I want 2 and then 2 again. So it's similar, right? B equals to 2 to 12, that is 12 by 2, that is 6. And the mode is small. So how it is code being column small and then 6. Now let's go to the mobile mode. Again, 4. So just you have to do change with this one. That is column large 4 instead of 3 what you have did. Else it's same, right? So B is equals to 1. 12 by B, that is 12 by B is 1. And the mode of visibility is basically my small. So what's my code is? Column small 12. Let me do this, just one change, right? So they can see it now. I want just 3. Right? Just know that you want 3. Just go to code time. Instead of 3 here, just write 4. After the calculation, what we get? 12 by 3 is 4, right? So you should write 4 here. Okay, just mention 4 here. And you're done. See how much good it is, right? Is it difficult? No, no. I feel no, because you now you have formulas for it. If you do like something like this, then really you're gonna understand the bootstrap really nicely. Okay, let me just hit a refresh to it. See, on a tablet mode, you want 3 boxes. Ta-da! You're getting 3 boxes in a row. See the maximum boxes. Okay, you're getting 3 boxes in a row. Now for the tablet mode, you want to go with the 2 boxes. Let's see whether it's happening or not. See, you're having 2 boxes. So first of all, you're having 3 boxes, then you're gonna have a 2 boxes and 1 box, as you have mentioned earlier. So see how grid systems is easy is basically. It only depends on you how you basically study it. If it do like this, then for sure you're gonna do it nicely. Now let's study about. Now let me take about navbars. Okay. Now let me take navbars. What basically a navbar is. Okay. Let again consider this a big whole website. Okay. Now, in a website, if you see any standard website, okay, let me just cross check first of all. Uh-huh. Everyone. Okay, okay, fine. Fine. Let's see a website is this. And for a standard website, you have few sections. What's basically first section is? This section is called as navbar. This section is called as header. Let's say this section is called as body, and this section is called as footer. Okay, fine. So this is basically a standard website decomposition. If you do like postponement, like what you say, if a body dies, it postponement, like what, something like this, like that. So if you want to do something with related to website, this basically happens. Like you're gonna get 4, and in some maybe cases you will get 5, but that's rare kind of 5 and all. So in a standard case, you will get 4 sections for a website. That is navbar, header, body, and then footer. But for most of the time, you're gonna do coding for this header, body, and footer. But whenever it comes to Nava, right, so you face some difficulties with respect to the portability. Let's say not portability, but with respect to the visibility of that particular section in which mode, whether it's a laptop, whether it's a tablet, or whether it's a mobile mode, right? So to make it look better, Bootstrap developers, that is the gold, the Twitter is one, the Twitter guys, have developed a functionality called as this navbar. So you can style your navbar in the way you want with a section of responsiveness. Let's say I have told about this Bootstrap and all that grid system, right? So you can use a grid system here, right? You can make your let's say in the body you have some kind of blogs, right? Whatever blogs you have did. Let's say you have projects, so you can just make in a blog, mix in a box, and you can just use a grid systems. Let's say some headers and you want to display, you can use containers, right? Anyhow you're using Bootstrap, you will realize later, like anyhow you're using Bootstrap only, you will realize it later, like if you want to make some websites and all. So navbar is also one of the things that they have provided to you. So how basically navbar works, let's see that. So if I see, if I try to magnify this, if I try to big this, okay, so in a navbar there is a navbar brand here, then there will be a navbar items, and there will be some kinds of navbar links. So it needs to be synchronized in a way, and there will be a burger here. Not burger, just kidding, but a kind of similar to burger. Actually, the scientists who have made this, they assume to be this kind of similar to a burger. Okay, so I just see hamburger or burger, whatever. So it's like this. So what basically this is basically it tries to expand your navbar items based upon the screen, because in some of the websites you have seen, like whenever you try to load in a mobile, you just get something like this, right? Something like this, and whenever you click on it, it just expand all the inside the contents inside it, right? So for that, basically it works, this stuffs and all, that is hamburger. So now I will tell you how to include this event. So let me go to the code. Okay, let me remove this, whatever stuff I have. So if I want to use the nav bar, so how you can use this. Now this the code's gonna be long. Okay, just be fine for that. Just add a nav. Now inside the nav, you're gonna give a long class. What basically the class is? First of all, nav bar. Then you're gonna write nav bar expand. Then you're gonna like make it large. Okay, you're getting this, take the meaning now. Now take the background, bg means background, and what the background color is to be dark, and I want the navbar whole to be dark even, so I want the whole combination to be in dark. Okay, fine. Now we're gonna have an anchor tag, you know, right? Anchor tags I've taught you in day one. In the anchor tag you're gonna give it a class of navbar brand. So just write navbar brand. and give it a href of something, let's say hash. Like href means just nothing, right? You want to just load your own website, so hash is used in that way. And let's write something, let's say write 10 dog. So it's a website we build, no issues. 10 dog, and then give it a button. Why button? For that burger, okay? Button for that burger, okay. Button, give it a class. What class basically it's going to have? Navbar toggler. It's called to be as a navbar toggler, okay. Okay. Now, after initializing the navbar toggler, set the type to be a button, just to be uh, clear, right? Although it's, if you don't do like that, also it works. No issues. Certify, sorry, initialize with a type called button. Then you have to add some extra attributes called the data bs target. My suggestion for this is just remember this. It works like this because it's gonna same for all navbars you're gonna build it. It doesn't gonna change at all. It's just as same as you did. So if you even remember this, like this work, this is used always, so you can just do like that. Even it is just fine, no issues for that. Okay, so let me write first of all data bs toggle. Okay, in toggle you have to mention collapse first of all. Then inside database target, you're gonna mention an ID. So if you use, if you remember, I told like you have to use an hash if you want to use an ID. So just write a navbar something ID name toggler demo. It's a okay. So navbar toggler one. Now specify the area controls to be. So let me go to the next line first of all. Else it will just do like that. Area controls to be never toggler demo one, whatever you have mentioned here. Just remove that hash first of all. So it's defined, like it's user defined. You can do it the way you want. Then you're gonna have called as area expanded. Okay, what does it mean? I will show you in demo about this because that will be more fruitful to tell you in demo. So just write area expanded false. Once you have did the area expanded false, and then do area label, just to label it, just for the readers. If you remember, like for the blind people who can't see the text, it's for them. Once you write this area label as toggle navigation, so whenever anyone try to turn on that reader, it will say okay, navigation is coming on, so they will know, right? So it's for them, it's for not for related to coding part as of now. Inside that, just use a span. Okay. So span is another an HTML tag just to make looks more specific to particular elements. So give it a just, yeah, guys. Okay, in the span, just give it a class of navbar toggler icon. Okay, just something. Let me give it a toggler icon. Okay, now just do like that, and then button will gonna close about it. Okay, so this thing see did just for that burger button. Okay, for burger button you have to do something like this. Now create a div again, which contains your navbar items, right? For div creation you're gonna use a div, then should have a class called as navbar. It's gonna have a class called as navbar collapse. Okay, navbar navbar collapse. Then give it an ID. What ID? The one that you have mentioned here. Same. Navbar toggler demo one. Okay. Give it an ID of navbar toggler one. That's why I use hash here. Whenever that hash is clicked, this particular function will be called. It's like a functions you have did in your programming languages. Okay. Now inside that div. Okay, you have to create an unordered list now. So that's what I have told you again in day one, to see how all the things are interconnected. So it always comes in that place. Okay. So for that UL, that is unordered list, give it a class of navbar, then slash nav, and then ml auto. Okay, it's by default. It's by default. You have to include it always. Okay. For any one of the item, you have to for any one of the things inside the neighbor, you have to make it ml auto. So it's always good practice to make the first one. Now inside the ul always comes the list item, right? If you remember, that is li. So give it a class of li as nav item, because this li gonna contain your items inside a navbar. Because whenever you see what is basically a navbar, like this, like learning with Vodafone, then let's say people, then hacker and let's say Moodle, like Beat or whatever. So this is basically the item. So it always comes into something like if you click somewhere, so it will redirect to this website, right? So that's basically the neighbor item. So inside the neighbor item, you should redirect to some other website, right? So for that, you should have something called as anchor tag for redirection. So inside the anchor tag, it should have a link, right? So just write a nav, then write link. Okay, let me just scroll this down a bit. Now mention the thing that you wanna appear, whether it's pre-purple or whether it's hacking and like that. So let me write a section called as contact. Okay, and give it a href also, right? So for now, just wanna don't give anything. Just let's say h. I mentioned this. So this is how you're gonna mention always li. So let's say I'm gonna have two more sections. So just copy that li for two more times. Let's say I'm gonna have download, and then let's say I'm gonna have CTA section kind of. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Now let's run it this now. First of all, save this. Now let's run this. Now let's preview this in our web browser. Let's have a look at this. See, this is the basically navbar that you built from the scratch. So congrats first of all for that. Like you have built the navbar from the scratch with the help of Bootstrap. Now let's try to shrink it. This how it works. See, you have shrinked, and this burger symbol came. If you just click over it, it will just unexpand it. If you just click it, it will just expand it. And if you noticed, once I have shrink this, it's basically expanded by default. So why it is? It's basically you have set this area label as false. I will show you where. See, area expanded, right? Area expanded you set as false. If you set it as a true, it means the hammer, sorry, the burger symbol will come instead of being expansion. So since you have mentioned area expanded to be the false, it's not where it is. Yeah, it's not getting expanded, right? It's getting expanded by default. Sorry, it's getting expanded by default. Just you have mentioned false. If you don't want to expand it by default, once you're changing to the lower side, just mention it true. That is data one that I have just data expanded to be false. Just I have shown you. That's basically how it works. If you want to click someone, just see, you can just click it CTA. It's down in doc. Nothing will happen, right? Because we have set href to be hash. Okay, see, this is basically how the navbar works. If I wanna tell you about the codes and all, let me take out the steps then. Okay, let's start from the top. Let me take purple. It's not there, right? Okay. First of all, always a navbar stands with a word called as nav, and it should end with a nav. It should have a class called as navbar. Then you should have a class called navbar expand large. Why it's basically large? To make it it's went okay. Close it. Let me open it again. Or like it, you can see here, right? So it's you can see it's taking the whole width, right? No, I don't want to leave it. Okay, this navbar is basically taking the whole width. If you want to just take the whole width, you have to mention this thing, that is navbar expand large. If you don't want to mention, just leave it. Background dark and navbar dark to make it black. this is the brand, that is Tin Dog. It's appearing differently. Let's say Tin Dog or whatever. You can have something, the name of your organization in this case. Let's say you have, or the name of your website. Let's say CV. Let's say I'm studying in VIT. Let's say VIT, kind of. Then this is basically the code you have wrote to enable that burger. So don't get like think of burgers all. Okay, you can eat after that, but just focus now. So just you can, if you remember, just remember this, because there's nothing to teach in this, because just a normal code. Inside that, there is basically the sections you want to show on the navbar. This is context section, this is download, and this is CT. And there is a navbar link to make it link, navbar item to show the items, and it should enclosed in this navbar nav. So what basically you should get from this demonstration is, uh, it may be possible that if you remember some of the things in Bootstrap, then it will be easy to you. Even no need to remember, you can just go to the docs, you can just view it, something like that will appear to you. You can just make use of that, because these things are like always used. Like this, basically, how can say, this is a syntax to be syntax for its a navbar. You can't change it. It's like, can you change like if and else present in, let's say, C++ or not C++, C? Can you change the if else present in C? Of course not. Even the switch cases are there, but can you change the words, like let's say switch to something called as case, and if we are expecting the same thing to work? No, right? Let's say if your name is Ayushi, will you expect like someone will call you with V? No, now. Okay, no one expect to you call with a V instead of an Ayushi. Everyone will call you with Ayushi only. So that's basically the way it works. So if you are expecting a burger, then for sure you should enclose this line 4 to this line 7. No choice, no choice to you. Now, what I can assure that this all things are logical. Whatever you have seen here, it's all a logical, really logical. Why? See, what does navbar link means to you? It's a navigation bar, and there's a link. Links means anchor tag. Okay, what does navbar items means? There's something which is going to be text, right? Items, text in HTML. So it means it's gonna show on a web page. Of course, it's gonna show on a web page. So see how it's logical, right? It's getting logical once you try to find out the ways to remember it, not the ways to escape it. So basically, how this basically works. Okay, forgive me, Aishi, for this example. Okay, fine, no issues. Um, let's do another last part that I have to show you for today. That is Carriage Rules. Carriage Rules are very good looking stuffs. Maybe you will love it. Um, okay. For Carriage Rules, again make a div. Okay. Inside that div, write an ID. Again, as you did, that is car. It can be big, right? It can be big. I'm just following, right? Something. Carriage Rules example slide. Everything's fine now. Okay, everything's fine here. Okay. IDs casual example slides only. Given a class to me as a casual slide. So it's basically Bootstrap class. Make sure to spell the carousel rightly. Okay. Casual slide, then data bs right gonna be carousel. Then again something data right to be false. Something it's gonna be like same as you did for navbar. Something weird stuffs and all. I will tell the reason behind it also. No issues. Just see how what I'm doing now. Okay, it should set to be false. Create another div. Okay, div that should be carousel inner. Let's say it should be of inner class only. Not get another div. See how many divs you're getting. End up getting. No issues. So carousel inner, and it should be first of all set as carousel casual, and then you should mention is an item as you mentioned for the nav item. Then you should mention as active. I will tell you why even that also. Just wait again. After that, we are have since it's a item, we should write something so that we know whether casual is working or not. Let me include an image for that so that you can see how it's works. Okay. So how image has worked. So it's have a source. Let me take some bird pics from Pexel. So yeah, guys, Pexel is a very good website if you want to take some good high quality pictures. So let me take this picture mm, to show how it works. Basically, click on it, copy image address. Like this is one more good website I will tell. Okay, once I mention that, you have to mention a thing called as class here again, Bootstrap class. You should mention first of all D, then mention as block, then mention as W, and then 100. Okay, W means width and it should be of 100 size. Okay, you have mentioned this in a carousel item active. Now, mention this again. This stops. For let's say I want to take. If you don't know how what is basically a carousel, don't worry for that. I will tell you. Okay. So what is this? Named entity expected coordinate. Okay, named entity. Fine. You can have an alt also. Alt is was basically whenever that image is not getting loaded, you can make use of alt. This alt will let the user know like what basically it gonna happen now. So it gonna have a bird. Okay. So don't worry for that. Same. Okay. Now let's have a different bird image. But one more thing, you shouldn't specify active now. You should specify active for one of the items that you have in your stuffs. So let me have an alt also. So bird again. Let me take another bird's image. Which one is looking good? No. Yeah, this is looking good. Copy image address. Just copy that image there, and then again, class is set as by default. And here again, no item is required. And just remove that link and we'll specify a new link. Okay. So how it works. Let me take a this pic. This is looking cute actually. Fine. Just copy here. Okay, you're done. You're almost done. Just few more codes. Okay, since you're done, let me show this and how it looks to you. Okay, you're not able to look right. So just me take a preview over it. Okay, it's opening. Ta-da! There's a website which is showing you bird image. Okay, see, it's got slide. Wait for the 5 seconds more. It will slide. So within a 5 second, you're gonna slide by default. So now, guys, have you think of it? Like, have you seen something like this in Amazon? Whenever we try to load some Amazon in the announcement page, it goes like this, right, on the top, like discount for 10%, discount for 50%. Let me see if it's available now. Um, like this. See, it's available. It's available. I'm in luck today. Okay. So whatever the section it's mentioned in this part is basically a nav. See, you're gonna have two buttons. We're gonna include that again now. I will teach how you will can get this button now. See, you're mentioning it's going down. It's going down. It's going down. It's going down. If you don't let it go, it will go by default. It will not stop, right? It will just go cyclically. That's how website is even doing. If we try to reload it now, let's see. Just reload it once more. Okay, just wait for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's done. Now can wait for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's done. So if you don't want to add that button, you have to wait for 5 seconds. Why 5 seconds? Because for a bootstrap, 5 seconds is basically the default delay that you have to mention to make the carousel smooth. Okay, fine. Now let's see for this way. So why or like how you can add this kind of buttons. Good. Okay, how you can add this kind of buttons to help you navigate over it, because you can't wait for 5 minutes, 5 seconds, right? So let me help you in that. First of all, for that, just create an anchor tag. Okay, in the anchor tag, just a minute. Yeah, anchor tag you have to create, and then create a class in that, and the class should be carousel casuals, and then it should be having a class called as control, and then it should having something called as preview, casual control preview, and the role is basically set to be as um, button, and then href is basically the ID you have created on the top with a hashtag. Okay. Whatever ID have you created, where you have created this casual example slide only. Whatever ID you have created, just right here. Okay, you have mentioned now. Now, right after that, just a minute. Yeah, actually, if you have mentioned, then you have to write a called as data bs. Then you have to mention as slide. So data bs slide is basically a preview button. Okay, so it works like that. Now to it's basically anchor tag this that makes it go, let's say, back, but you should see that what do we say? You should see this symbol, right? So to make it see the symbol, you need to use a span so that you can see that symbol, so that you can touch it and make it move. So create a span over it. So for span, just give it a class first of all is visually hidden. Let's say no, not visually hidden. Give it a class of casual control preview icon. Okay. Casual control preview icon. After that, make it area hidden to be true, and just we are done with this. Now you have create the preview button. Now you have to create a call something called as next button, right? So for that, what you're gonna do is, let me specify one more span first of all before going that. So what basically this span gonna have? This is basically for the visually impaired, right? We are coding this for the visually impaired, visually hidden. Okay, visually hidden, and let's say it's gonna be previous. If someone turned on that reader and all, it will show it's called. It will just loud speak loud as reader. Okay, it's previous. Sorry, it will just speak loud as previous. Okay, now just copy this anchor tag. Now let's mention for one more. That is casual control next. It's gonna have it's instead of preview, it's gonna have a next button. It's been button again. It's been next again. Um, Then after that, it's basically the ID I have mentioned. It's that's I have mentioned again. Then in span, you're gonna have a casual next icon. Okay. Instead of preview, you're gonna have something called as next icon. So let me mention with the hash here. It's by the current spelling so that you will not get any errors. Hash icon. Then area hidden to be true as usual. Span it's hidden. Okay, it's hidden. It's hidden. Then specify this as next. Let me see it works. Mhm. Okay. See, it's happening. It's going. I'm clicking on the dial and it's going. See, no need to wait for 5 seconds as you're doing now. Just click over it. You will just go it. So see how this basically gonna be easy with you can do with the Carriage Rules even. I hope now this is last part that I have to told about that stuffs. Um, then you're gonna have a Q&A sessions if something. Okay, so that's about me for today, and you can witness now like how much easy the bootstrap can be if you learn in a right way, right? So that's basically the stuff basically happens with the bootstrap, and it's not difficult. if I say it's just like normal. It's like it looks overwhelming in sometimes, but if you study for it, it will be totally normal. And Bootstrap takes time to know about to learn about it, so it's better not to panic it at all. Just be as you're studying for the other things and for HTML, CSS, whatever, and just continue it. Okay, so it will become as usual. Bootstrap requires practice. That I will say for sure, because still now I have to do like till for me even, like I used to do practice, then like think of it like, okay, this, then I got it, like, okay, that's gonna happen kind of. So you have to do practice for sure. Okay, now just guys, come for the quiz. Five already, like all five will get it means, but let's see who is first now so that I can get the about it. Okay. Okay, guys, join. Only Pratyush joined still. Guys, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Shruti, Ayushi, sorry, Sarthak, yeah. Both three join also. Let's see who is first out of you all. Okay, you have all joined. Okay, let's start then. You know all like 6 questions and all. Uh, which Bootstrap helps to make a website responsive? Ankit responded. Where he went? Okay, most has answered yes. Let's see. Okay, I think he don't gonna answer it. Okay, fine, no issues. So Sarthak, Ayushi on the top. See the next question. What is the output of the following code? 1 minute to you. Okay, one more. Okay, all done. Let's see who have answered it rightly. Ankit came top, then Sarthak, then Ayushi. Wait, to have answered rightly. Output of the following code, same. 1 minute to you. See, guys, don't answer anything. Just try to make logic out of it. Okay, all have answered. 4 and then 1. Okay, like that. Let's see. Okay, Shruti excelled up. Pratyush can type better. Next question, that is 4th. How you can give a delay of 10,000 while working with casual items? Let's say if you want to change that delay. Let me see what you are replying. Okay. Okay, you don't know about it then. Fine. Okay, guys, you're wrong. It's database interval. No, I mentioned it correctly. Okay. No issues. I have answered it. Right? So yeah. Um, Second last question for the points. What is the output of the following code? Like first prize will get we got right. So just try for it. Two minutes I have given to it. It's okay. Most I mentioned, and last question gonna be on rating. So yes, do it soon. So Ankit, then Shruti, then Pratish. Wow, Pratish, good. Last question. Just give it a rating as soon as possible. Okay, 4 have answered. That would be Ankit probably. Okay, no issues. Okay, so we're gonna end this. Let's see the winners. It's taking time to load. Okay, it's loaded. Pratyush, Shruti, Ankit. Okay, great. And the rest tools. Okay, for sure, everyone will give like 5. I said for today, so I will give for all. No issues. Let me take the snips. Okay, like few guys asked me already, like they will not join actually for some reason, so no issues for them. Yeah, guys. So, thanks a lot for joining me today. It's really been a good time to learn with you and go with more about the bootstraps and all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you for that. And I request you to join for the rest 2 days. Tomorrow will be on advanced bootstrap, that is forms. And in boot, okay, so advanced bootstrap, which is basically the having a topic called forms. So we'll do that tomorrow. And in day 7, we'll do some special kind of stuffs that is basically apart from what we have learned till now. So make sure to join for rest of the 2 events. Who wanna attend for the most of the events will for sure get a certificate of completion of the 7 days bootcamp. Okay, and yeah, for everyday certificates, I have already mentioned. I have already shared in the Google Drive link. If you have seen though. Okay, so that's pretty much about it. And thanks guys for joining today. And happy New Year. It's near, right? Like after 12 even for sure. But yeah, happy New Year to you and your family. And yeah, all the best, guys. We'll meet you tomorrow at 3:30. Okay, as I mentioned.
Yeah, excuse me, Aditya.
Yeah, Pratish.
Yeah, for yesterday, what's the timing you are planning? Oh, sorry, from tomorrow.
3:30 only. 3:30. No
3:30.
issues for tomorrow.
If it possible, then please keep it to 2 because from 2 I'm having my FAT examination. So if possible, try to keep it from 2.
2 2. Okay, no issues. Guys, are you fine with 2 or I have no issues? Um, Ankit, 2 is fine, right?
No
Yeah,
issues.
you are at home only. Yeah, fine. Fine then. No issues. Like, okay, fine. Pratish, no issues. Like from 2 and you have fat, right? So we'll finish it soon, okay? But because just for tomorrow, we'll see just one of the booths, advanced booths that is formed. So it think won't take much time. On in 1 hour 30 minutes, it will be done, okay? So tomorrow at 2, there will the session will be for sure, and I will schedule the meetings and share you the link soon as possible. Make sure to see your certificates that is seen in the Google Drive, okay? And happy New Year once again to you and your family. Like, yeah. Bye.
Thank you,
Take
Aditya.
care.
Happy New Year.
Thank you, Ritesh. Same to you. Then, yeah. Yeah, leave now, guys. I have taken attendance too.